Hi, and thanks for stopping by Pastor D's Thoughts. I'm sitting in my backyard, and the weather's been crazy today. I was getting ready to come out here. The sun was shining. It was beautiful. And by the time I could go in and change my clothes, the skies were just rumbling with thunder. Clouds were getting dark, and it was raining. So I went back in, and just a few minutes later, I looked outside. The sun was shining. It was beautiful again. So I got ready once again. And just as I got ready to walk out the door, there was a clap of thunder. And it just kept changing back and forth like it's all day today. And as I'm out here right now, the sun's been shining. Right now, it's getting overcast again, and it's looking like once again it could rain. That may not seem like it has anything to do with what I'm going to say, but bear with me. There's a passage in the Bible found in the book of Job where Job says, "My days are swifter than a weaver's shuttle and come to an end without hope." In that same book, we read how Job was such a blessed man. Job was going through a period of darkness where as much as could go wrong went wrong. What Job went through is just unimaginable, to lose everything pretty much except for his own wife and himself. He lost his children, lost his wealth and his land and livestock and his barns and everything. And Job's lamenting at this point, and he's saying, life is going by so fast. Well, just as fast as the weather was changing here today, right now as I'm talking, as you can see on my face, the sun decided to come back out again. Life changes that drastically, and things may seem absolutely hopeless for you right at this moment. You may think, why go on, why even try, because it seems so terrible. But just as quickly as the weather's changing here, things can change in life that suddenly, quickly, and drastically. If you've ever watched a weaver's shuttle, there's this little device that runs back and forth across the weaver's loom. And that is the shuttle that he's talking about. It weaves in between the threads. And if you've ever watched one, it's so fast. And I've spoke about this many times to my church, that if you're watching it, it almost is hypnotizing and seems monotonous even, because it's just going back and forth, adding one thread at a time. But as it's doing it, it seems like, what's the point? But when that weaver is finished, he has a beautiful tapestry that he's made. You can't see it as he's working on it. And it seems like, life is monotonous and boring, and maybe sometimes seems bad. That weaver often has to stop, cut the thread that he's working with, add a new one in, and blend them in together. Well, many times in our life, God is doing the same things. We've gone through some circumstances, sometimes our own doing, sometimes other things that have happened to us, things that life brings about. And it may seem like it's painful, it's terrible. But if you'll just stick it out and you'll hold on to the hand of God throughout it all, when it is all said and done, you'll see what God was doing in your life all along. I just want to encourage you right now, if you seem to be going through a trying time, a time that you just want to throw in the towel and quit, hang on. Realize that just as suddenly as these clouds keep changing and the sun's shining and then the clouds are covering again, just as quickly things can change drastically in your life, and the sun will shine again. God bless you. Come back and see me again at Pastor D's Thoughts.